On behalf of the Arc of Greater Brockton, thank you all for joining us in this exciting time for us at the Arc of Greater Brockton. My name is Dean Rizzo, Executive Director of the Arc of Greater Brockton, so I'm pleased to be here with all of you. One of many celebrations we've had in the last 18 months. One of our better ones tonight, to open up a new facility in the town of Easton, which we're very excited about. But if many of you don't know, I don't know why I write down notes. You notice I will not look once at my notes when I wrote down. I'm just keep rambling on. But I'll try to keep it sustained. Many celebrations. In Brockton about 18 months ago, we started a $1.3 million renovation of our main facility, both interior and exterior improvements. And we just finished that this past summer with the completion of a renovation of our day house facility. At the same time, when we came across this facility in Easton in late May, when we were looking to expand. And we came across this facility and we were excited to have an opportunity to open a program in the town of Easton. If many of you don't know, obviously we're a comprehensive program that provides a variety of day services, both in day have, community-based day support, family support, employment services. And we do a lot of that in Brockton. We're excited to replicate what we do in Brockton in a different fashion here in the town of Easton. We have a great group of individuals here this evening that are helping to recognize this occasion and helping us celebrate this opportunity to be here in the town of Easton. The reason we're doing this is because some of you are in the room to know, some of the families, is that there's significant waiting lists in not only our region, but across the Commonwealth and probably across the country for that matter. So we were in a position as an organization to try to address that waiting list by expanding in Brockton and looking at new locations that we can provide services. In this facility here in Easton, it's going to be a combination. 2/3 of the space, right now you're in the space of our day have, which is going to be for a comprehensive day have facility for participants that have more medical complexities. We're going to have a more dedicated staff here, more trained staff, not that we're not trained in Brockton, but a different skill level to really handle participants that have additional needs that we had to turn away in Brockton. We didn't want to turn them away, but we just couldn't fulfill the needs that they had. So we're excited to provide that opportunity here. So 2/3 of the building is going to be that day have for medical complexities. We anticipate having approximately 30 participants in this facility for day have. And then on the other side of the room is going to be our community-based day supports, but focused on sensory-sensitive individuals. We anticipate having about 15 participants in that realm, which we think is a great fit in this facility that will be very compatible, and there'll be opportunities to do some joint programming when we do our art classes, our exercise programs, and other community events. We think there'll be a good camaraderie within this facility here in Easton. So once again, we anticipate having approximately 40 to 45 people that we take off our waiting list in our region. And not only in our region, which is a great win, but where we're situated, and we have representatives here from the Taunton-Attleboro region, DDS region, we're going to be welcoming families from Taunton and Attleboro as well. I think we've already welcomed 3 families to our facility, and we hope to welcome more. So it's not only meeting the needs of the Brockton region, which is 11 communities, but also our neighboring region as well as we move forward. So with the additional seats here in the expansion of 10 additional seats in day have in Brockton, we're going to be taking approximately 55 to 60 participants off waiting lists in our region. And that grows our facility by 50%. Right now, prior to this, we served about 125 participants in our day programs. So we're going to add another 60. So it's a great opportunity. It's a great win for those families, but it's a great opportunity for us, for an organization, as we continue to expand. Not only those day program services, but we serve over 500 families in our region through our Family Support Center and other fractions that we do as part of an entity. You know, so day programs will happen here from 8:30 in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon, but that's not where we stop. If anybody's familiar with us in Brockton, we're offering a 12-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week operation. And we hope to mirror that here. In the evening, we will have activities for some of our subgroups. We have about 20 different or 15 different subgroups that meet, whether it's a sib shops or a young men's group, a young women's group, we have a cabaret group. We have a variety of activities that it's hard to fit them all in over in Brockton. So we'll be sharing some evening programs here. And our Weekend Warriors program under our Recreation Department, there's Jack raising his hand for that. Which serves participants 8 to 20 years old. We've outgrown Brockton. We need to double our Weekend Warriors. So this is a great location to do that, and locate in Easton, then kick off with our weekend programs with that. So many different uses and many different needs will be realized as a result of our expansion in Easton. And we're not done, but this is a great start for us. And the reason we're able to do this, not only by the strength of our team and our staff that has created a demand to come to the Arc of Greater Brockton because of the caring and passionate care we give to participants as a result of our great staff, but also the support from the state, which we'll hear from later. You know, one of our biggest concerns from the board, you'll hear from our chairman, was we knew we would fill the building because we knew there was a need, but can we fill the building with staff? And can we have the right staff here? Well, thanks to initiatives on a state level to increase the contract rates that we then can provide to staff to increase their wages, as well as other incentives and programs, we had no problem finding a skilled professional staff to operate in this Easton facility. So it's a great partnership. We can't do it alone, but with our own resources, the initiatives from the state, and initiatives from the private sector, we're able to open this facility in Easton and continue to look throughout our region. So with that, I want to recognize a few folks that are here. You're going to be hearing them as they come up and speak, so I'm not going to say their names, but a couple other guests we have here. One is the person that I replaced, that was here for 35 years as Executive Director of the Arc of Greater Brockton, formerly the Brockton Area Arc, is Jay Lynch. I'm not going to name them, but we have some fellow ARC partners that run other ARCs in other parts of Massachusetts that have joined us this evening. So thank you for joining us and taking part. Recognize a couple of members of the board. Mike Palladino, which will be out shortly, our chairman. But we have Paul Mulvey over here, Mark Sage. We have Pam Booth over here, I believe. Right there, we have Sean Fitzgerald in the back somewhere, and Smithville, I think, is here. He was here in the back. So it's not me, it's them. I'm not going to mention all the staff, but some of the families that are here who may be not familiar with us, I'd like to recognize Rosanne Balazzari, who's of our community-based day supports program in Brockton and in Easton, so she's helping to oversee this program as well. Nelson Carderas, Director of Family Support in Day and Adam Belmore is Director of Employment Services. And the person that's helping to run the facility here in Easton is Rick DeCruz right here. So everybody else, sorry, I could not. So in the interest of time, I'd like to, first we're going to kick off our ceremony with a welcoming remarks from the Secretary of Health and Human Services in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, who could not be here this evening, Kate Walsh, but she wanted to share some remarks with us this evening.
My name is Kate Walsh. I'm the Secretary for Health and Human Services for Massachusetts. Although I'm sad to miss today's celebration, I'm really excited to see this incredible expansion happening. And I want to offer a big congratulations to the entire Arc of Greater Brockton team. I can only imagine how much work it took to get to this point. I was a CEO. I know that an expansion of this size is not easy. I also know that this new facility is going to be life-changing for a lot of Massachusetts residents with disabilities. Not only does this expansion increase the number of people that ARC can serve, it also enables the team to provide day hab services for folks with more acute medical needs. This is a really critical population. And it means more community-based programming, including specialized supports for more sensory-sensitive participants. Across the state, we are facing some real challenges tied to long wait lists for day hab programs. This is only amplified for folks with higher level of need. That's why I'm so grateful to Russell and the entire ARC team for taking the initiative to expand and for doing their part to alleviate these shortages. I want you to know that my team is doing everything in our power to address this as well, and we are grateful to have such strong provider partners across our state. It's through these state provider partnerships that we are able to make real progress. In preparation for this event, Russell shared that the ARC team had absolutely no trouble finding qualified employees to staff the new building, which, first of all, is the first time I've ever heard those words in that order from a provider. What really struck me, though, is that Russell attributed his hiring success in part to some new state programs, initiatives like mass repay, LPN career ladders, and provider rate increases. I take that as evidence that we are on the right track. We are not done by any means. There's a lot more work to be done to address workforce shortages and programmatic wait lists. But I'm cautiously optimistic. And I guarantee the Healy-Driscoll administration will continue to work with all of you on creative solutions, workforce investments, and technological innovations to support our workers and the people they serve. Thank you to the Arc of Greater Brockton team for all that you do to support Massachusetts residents with disabilities. I am so excited to see what comes of this new space and to see what all of you can do in the years to come. Congratulations again.
So the secretary was referring to Russell Moore. I don't know if you know Russell, but apparently he's going to be taking over my position relatively quickly, even though we just hired him about 3 months ago as Director of Development and Communications, but good boy. Yeah. So thank you, Secretary, for being here virtually for us. Now I'd like to introduce and bring up Mike Palladino, who's Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Arc of Greater Brockton for a long time, great supporter, and Michael, all yours.
Unlike Dean, I will refer to my notes, but I won't take as long.
I get the microphone next to you.
On behalf of the Arc of Greater Brockton Board of Directors, I would really like to thank you and welcome you here tonight, and for all of the support that you've been giving to the Arc of Greater Brockton. If you would, I'd like to take a few minutes to tell you how we even were able to get here. Since its inception in 1952, the mission of the Arc has always been to work in partnership, very key word, partnership, with individuals, families, and local community representatives to provide services to individuals with disabilities and their families. For more than 70 years, we have been blessed with 3 extraordinary, dedicated executive directors, Betty Sawyer, Jay Lynch, and now Dean Rizzo, and hundreds of dedicated staff. I can't name them all. In developing its 2010-13 strategic plan, the ARC Board adopted the vision to be recognized as the premier agency in the Brockton area for providing services to individuals with disabilities and their families. In that pursuit, with a very generous contribution from one of our families, we were able to purchase the West Chestnut Street facility. A second family made another generous donation that allow us to make the necessary renovations to that building. With the ongoing support of the Department of Developmental Disabilities and Developmental Services, our state legislators, the City of Brockton, and funding from area granting agencies, we've been able to continue working toward our premier agency vision. But, as someone else said, our work is not done. In developing its most recent strategic plan, the ARC Board decided to not only keep our same vision, but to also take the necessary steps to realize the vision. Around the same time, we became aware of programs closures in the area. Meeting with DDS personnel, we also became more aware of people who were about to lose their programs, people who did not return to their programs after COVID, and the number of people on a waiting list. As a result, the board set a goal to do what it could to create more programs in the area, not only in Brockton, but also in our neighboring communities. Now we have 406 Turnpike Street in Easton. Tomorrow, who knows? We are extremely proud of where we are today and where we are going. As we move forward in realizing our premier agency vision, we ask for your continued support. Achieve with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And now we're pleased to have the Commissioner of DDS joining us this evening, who has been a great supporter through their local office, with the Brockton area office. Beth and Justin are here, and looking forward to working with the Taunton Attleboro office as well. But Ms. Jane Ryder, Commissioner of DDS.
Thank you, Dean, very much. Good evening. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this great celebration. I first want to thank the greatest tour guide that I had the privilege of meeting today. Where's Sam? Sam did a wonderful job of giving me. This is truly an impressive.
Give me a shout out, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Sam took the time to show me each room and how it was designed for the individuals who will be attending this program, and it's truly impressive. I think everything was thought of, which is incredible. So again, thank you, Sam, for that. And I also want to mention to folks, you were mentioning about the importance of this being an ARC. And ARC is so special, and to be a part of this celebration. Just to let all of you know, my parents were founding members of the Worcester ARC back in the 60s. So I truly appreciate what an ARC means to a community. And I know the ARC here in the Greater Brockton area, you're part of the community, and you're so important to the community. And that is so important. And I appreciate all the work that Dean has done, the former executive director, the board of directors, the staff here. It truly is a community, and it shows. You can feel it as you meet people tonight. Excuse me. The other thing, in talking to my staff here who are from the central office, from their regional office, from our Brockton office and our Taunton Attleboro office, it truly is a partnership. And we could not do what we do without agencies like the Greater Brockton, sorry. I didn't have to say it. The Arc of Greater Brockton. We can only accomplish what we do as far as supporting families and individuals across the state through a partnership with agencies like yours, Dean. So I truly appreciate that, and it really is important. And I just want to echo what Secretary Walsh said in her remarks. For the fact that you opened this program in a time that, again, we're seeing workforce shortages, we're struggling with getting people back to services that they were in prior to the pandemic. The fact that you opened this and are offering these services is nothing short of impressive. And that, again, I think speaks to your dedication, your passion to your work, and how you care about the families and individuals in this area. And when you talk about whether it's the weekend warriors or your family support center and people being available around the clock to families, that is something to celebrate too. So I want to congratulate Dean and your staff and the board and all the staff here, and thank you for the work you do. It is so important. And again, thank you for inviting me to be part of the celebration. Thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioner, we appreciate that. It is a true partnership. I say that to Beth all the time, it is a collaboration, without question. I saw Beth with Rick O'Mara, the Director of Southeast Region. Rick, thank you for coming as well, too, from GDS. Now, our state delegation, very supportive of what we do in all different facets. And many of the initiatives we couldn't do without their support and welcoming presence that they have, and welcoming us to the State House when we go to the State House, and providing tours and opportunities for our participants, as well as helping us with additional legislation to get things passed that provide higher salaries for our important staff in the region, provide revenue and grant opportunities to support our mission and things that we're trying to do with transportation and expansion. So we couldn't do it without you and without everybody. That makes it a true collaboration. So first off, Senator Walter Timothy, no stranger to the Arc of Greater Brockton. Welcome, Walter.
Well, good evening. I must say, after watching the banter between Dean and Mike, I was a little fearful of coming up here. But, I'm not as intimidated now. It's definitely not for the meat gentlemen. But in all seriousness, thank you. It's an honor to be here, along with our Chair of our Select Board, Dottie Fulgenetti. Dottie, thank you very much. And thank you to the citizenry of Easton. It's such a welcoming community for any endeavor that's a force for good. And of course, the Arc truly is a force for good. So to our board of directors, Dean, yourself, your team here, what a wonderful decision to locate this additional headquarters for your operations here in the town of Easton. And you look at the mantra, supporting families and individuals with varying abilities in southeastern Massachusetts. That truly sums up the Arc of Greater Brockton. It's been my privilege to work with each and every one of you, along with Representative Doherty, Senator Brady, Rep. Cassidy, Rep. Dubois, and right here in the town of Easton. This is a major, and I am a sports fan, so this is a home run. This is a home run. We're very happy about this in the state legislature. We're very proud of the fact that we work for the town of Easton and work for southeastern Massachusetts. I'm also proud to say I'm a member of the Greater Brockton delegation. So to me, this union with the Arc of Brockton and the town of Easton is just a wonderful move that is going to serve so many people. Wonderful people who live with differing abilities, and to support their families. So this is important. We're all a team together in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and I'm very proud of that. And Dean, if you could come forward, I have a citation here honoring the Arc of...
Sure. We are friends. I'm gonna bring him up.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, this citation reads as follows from the State Senate. It's an official document that is recorded in the records of the State Senate forever, honoring the Arc of Greater Brockton for the wonderful move of establishing this headquarters here in the great town of Easton. It reads as follows. Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate, official citation. Be it known, the Massachusetts State Senate hereby extends its congratulations to the Arc of Greater Brockton in recognition of the grand opening of the Arc of Greater Brockton Easton branch, increasing access, and it's very important to us all, to comprehensive day habilitation, sensory-sensitive community-based day supports, and recreation programs for all of our citizens here in the Commonwealth, and especially here and of course, each and every member of the board, each and every member of the team here at the Arc of Greater Brockton. We know you're not done yet. And I represent 7 towns total, so I'm welcome, more than welcome to help foster beachheads and other communities that I represent. And be it further known, the Massachusetts State Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the State Senate and attested to, and a copy thereof transmitted by the clerk. It's been signed by our Senate President, Senator Karen Spilka, attested to by our clerk, Michael Hurley, and authored by myself, one very proud State Senator Walter Timmelman.
Thank you so much.
Mike, congratulations.
Thank you, Walter, that's great. Now we're pleased to have Representative Carol Doherty joining us from the House of Representatives from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Cal?
Well, thank you very, very much, Dean. I appreciate that introduction. I was chatting briefly with Leo Sarkisian before we gathered in this room, and he kept mentioning the word family. And family has come up in the remarks that Dean has made, that Mike has made, and the Commissioner and the Secretary as well. And as I look out over this group gathered here in celebration of the opening of this wonderful facility, the word family is truly manifest because you are. You are administrators, you are teachers, you are parents, you are clients, and you are friends of the Arc. And it is wonderful to see so many people here gathered in support of the clients of the Arc who will benefit from this wonderful, wonderful facility. So it is a credit to you and a credit to all of you to have this facility opened here. I was also delighted, so many years ago I was an elementary school guidance counselor, and so my relationship with the Taunton Arc, way back in the day, well, I never thought about the Taunton Arc very much until I became a legislator and I ran into Leo and I thought to myself, the Arc still exists. I'm not going to tell you how long ago I was a guidance counselor there, but I'll let you imagine what that is. And tonight, the Taunton Arc is also represented, and so I was delighted to see Tauntonian, or at least someone who works in the Taunton office for the Arc here as well. So it is truly, truly a family. As I said earlier, this opening is a cause for celebration, and as has everyone who has spoken has pointed out, that it addresses the shortage of facilities that we have across the Commonwealth. And it begins to eke away at the waiting list just in southeastern Massachusetts. And Dean, as you pointed out, there are 45 people coming into this facility, freeing up some spaces in the Brockton, I think I'm correct. So anyway, the number adds up to 60 additional people being served by the Arc here in the southeast region. I get calls very often from families in my district. I represent most of Taunton and a little bit of Easton. Dottie Fulgenetti, thank you very much. Walter representing Easton in the Senate. Asking about facilities such as this. Families who need respite care and disabled persons who need to be out of their homes and interacting with others on a daily basis. Just thinking about people who are involved physically, disabled physically, languishing at home is not the right way for us to think. Every single human being deserves the opportunity to be out in the community and normalized as much as possible, interacting with others, learning new skills, just being with other people, and giving their families a little bit of respite as well. I think that this facility, obviously, and other facilities across the Commonwealth address that particular need. The Arc, the Massachusetts Arc, all of the affiliates, if you will, are amazing. This is an amazing organization and of laudable and long-standing reputation. And I look at Leo because, of course, for me, he is the face of the Arc in the legislature. And he is, the Arc has a track record of success meeting the needs of clients. His door, your door, and yours is always, always open. As an educator prior to coming into the legislature, and now a legislator, I am particularly sensitive to the challenges that families face as they search for appropriate placements and services for their loved ones. Whatever the reason, we can't do it, whether it is staffing shortages, no facilities available, not enough money for programs, wage rates that we may not be paying at sufficient high rates, healthcare coverage. We as legislators have an obligation to monitor those pieces of legislation, to try to ensure to the extent that we can that there is legislation always ongoing that will continue to build and support services such as this. And the Arc of Brockton is meeting those challenges, so congratulations to you as well. You are serving the intellectual and developmental disabilities. They are waiting for yours. People are waiting for your service. So thank you very much for inviting me here to share this occasion with you. In your words, the work is never done. It's just beginning. And of course, as following in my senator's footsteps to commemorate this moment, I too have a citation for you. Come forward. It's a smaller one, but nonetheless. This is a citation from the House of Representatives, and it reads, "The Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives citation, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Arc of Greater Brockton in recognition of the opening of the day program facility in Easton to provide resources and services." It's only a little tiny space with a lot of words. "For individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities on waiting lists for services in southeastern Massachusetts," written by my legislative aide, I must say. "The entire membership offers its best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all of your endeavors." Signed by our Speaker, Ron Mariano, and myself, Carol Doherty, State Representative Taunton in Easton.
Thank you very much, Representative Doherty, for those kind words and those really true statements that you did mention, which are heartfelt, which we appreciate. And we're thankful to be here in the town of Easton, very welcoming and helping us get the facility open and in operation. And many of our families come to Brockton, now they'll be able to come to Easton, and we hope to welcome a lot of new families from the town of Easton to our facility. Dottie Fujaniti, Chair of the Board of Selectmen of the town of Easton, is here to join us as well as this celebration.
Thank you, Dean. I'm so happy to be here tonight on this very exciting occasion. I'm Chair of the Select Board in Easton. We have a 5-member board, so I'm here to represent them and share congratulations. As the chair, I'm also on a number of other boards and committees, and one of them that means so much to me is I'm on the Commission on Disability in Easton. So we spend a lot of time thinking about how we can be a welcoming community, how we can work with our businesses and community members to make sure that our open space, our buildings, our public buildings, private buildings are welcoming and accessible to everybody that lives here. That's very important to all of us on our team. This building is just amazing. It's incredible. It has such a good vibe, and I feel like it must make families really happy to know that their loved ones are cared for in a safe environment with lots of great things to do. I don't usually talk about my day job, but I'm going to make an exception here. I'm the Vice President of Community Investment for Mass Development, and because Mass Development is a financing partner with the ARC, I thought it was important to note that. In my work with Mass Development, I work on community development, and a lot of that has to do with construction, economic development, jobs. But there's a thread between all of the things that we do. We care a lot about accessibility in all of our work there too. So I just wanted to flag that and say that Mass Development appreciates our partnership with you as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight.
Thank you. We're excited to be here in Easton, and thank you for mentioning Mass Development. Yeah, they were a critical partner in our $1.3 million expansion of Brockton. They helped us actually purchase the building way back when, and then we just did a refinancing and took some money out to help with that. And our new banking partner, Paul Moran from South Shore Bank, was here, but South Shore Bank is also an instrumental partner with us as we continue to grow in our region. Now I'm pleased to bring up one of our new families that are going to be here and started as we opened the facility a couple of weeks ago. Is Dorothy Biggin here? Right there, that's right in front of me. I'm sorry, Dorothy. Come on up, Dorothy.
Good evening. I'm very happy to be here and quite awed by the incredible people that have put so much into this facility. And I am so blessed that my son has had an opportunity to be able to start here, plus so many others. And one of the greatest things besides caring that comes from this place, loving interactions with other people. My Jim comes home, he doesn't want to leave here. He wants to just stay here. He loves it so much. I said, that's not possible. You have to come home. But that just says so much to the people here. But one of the greatest gifts that you give to these clients every day, besides your love, is your acceptance. And that is so powerful. It allows people to grow in ways that you would never ever imagine. And I've seen it in my gym. And I think you people have to be commended, all of you, for what you've done. It really touches my heart, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Thank you, and that's what it's about. Welcome to the Arc of Greater Brockton, and welcome other families that are here as well. And that's why we opened the facility. And I don't think I just speak for myself, but for all the staff. You know, we may help your son, your daughter, your loved one grow and expand, but they help us tremendously as well, grow and expand and become better people as well. So it is a two-way relationship, and it's a relationship that we really thrive on. And that's why we always say we're a community here at the Arc of Greater Brockton. We're one big family, and we appreciate that, and we all need each other. And we're so thankful that you've joined our family and others that are here as well this evening. And I'd like to bring up now, as Leo has mentioned a few times, I've been longtime director of the Arc of Massachusetts, which we are one of, I think, 15 chapters of the Arc of Massachusetts across the Commonwealth. But Leo Sarkisian, president of the Arc of Massachusetts.
Stay up there with me so you know I won't speak long. You know what?
We're not too good. I'm going to speak long too. So.
What a pleasure to be here, Dean, and how much I appreciate our working relationship, how much I appreciate this affiliate of the ARC, as Representative Doherty reflected on, and of course the legislators. You know, your name sounded familiar to me. Now I know why, from Mass Development. It's just great. Also, people that I've known from DDS in this region for decades that have been responsive. You know, we're in a crisis, you know, and it's so great. This is such a hope for families, not only those that are coming here, but I know from the perspective of DDS, from our perspective at the ARC, this is a beacon of hope that you've been able to open this place for others that aren't able to come here. And I know we've been working with the state agency and Commissioner Ryder and others, and we're gonna make it. You know, we have a project up in the Northeast. It took a while to get the staff on board to help people who are still stuck at home, to get them some supports, and that's what DDS has been trying to do too, in a variety of ways. So let's just keep doing this. This is a special day. This is a beautiful, the accessibility here, the vibe here, I totally agree. And I just can't thank the legislators enough, the DDS officials and folks, and your staff, and your volunteers, your board. Great job. It's just such a pleasure to be with you tonight, to not only see this place open. My old friend Jay there, sorry, but he's good too. It's great to go through that transition, okay? And I was there when Betty Sawyer walked into the Quincy City Council room when we were doing a live video, believe it or not, 1980s, talking about the waiting list then, you know? Yeah. Think about it, right? But it's just such a pleasure working with you, and it's great to be with family. So thank you for what you're doing, and folks that are served here, I hope I know you're gonna love it. And the staff again, thank you, you know.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you, everyone, for taking part in this ceremony. Those that were part of the, said a few words, we are gonna do a ceremonial ribbon cutting at the front entrance way, not outside, but right in the front there. We have some big scissors that are gonna try to cut a ribbon. But so if those of you that were here could come in and go to the front now, we'll take that quick picture of the ribbon cutting. I'm sorry we can't have all of you join us as part of the ribbon cutting, but limited space. But if you do find a nook and cranny that you can stick your head in the picture, I'm not gonna argue or say get out. So Russell didn't do this yet. I'm sure Russell is my next pair will go out there. So thank you anyone that came and those in the ribbon cutting, and keep enjoying yourselves with some food and drink and come.